demonstration sites from across Washington State. The Herring Center for Inclusive Education at the University of Washington is thrilled to be partnering with the OSPI and with some exemplary schools, one of which is here to share their journey with you today. Here with us today from the Herring Center are inclusion specialists Cassie and Rena Marie and myself, Jessica. I'll be walking us through the first part of our webinar. Our project coordinator, Molly Lyman, is also here in case you experience any technological issues. As we get started, please test your audio in the bottom left-hand corner of the menu. Before we dive in, let's make sure that we have everything ready to get started. We encourage you to share your comments and ideas in the chat, but I want to make sure to note that because of the number of people participating today, we're not going to be answering questions via the chat. We will be using the Q&A feature for that instead. So make sure to use that Q&A feature if you have a question you want a direct answer to. We will be recording today's webinar and it'll be provided on the Herring Center's demonstration site webpage by the end of this week. As we go through the webinar, I want you to keep this in mind. We encourage a growth mindset where you're open to thinking about new ideas and willing to push yourself to grow. Thanks for joining us today, for being present, positive, and engaged. Let's practice the chat. I want you to take a minute to share the impact that you're hoping today's webinar will have on your school's inclusionary practices. We'll be able to reference this information later and use it for future planning. So type in the chat for me what you're hoping the impact will be from today's webinar for you and your school. Action steps with middle school teams. It's another good one. Cool, keep them coming, you guys. A friendly reminder that if you have a direct question, we'll be doing our best to monitor and respond to the Q&A. To start, here's a little background information on the demonstration site project. In the fall of 2019, OSPI launched the Inclusionary Practice Professional Development Project. The Herring Center paired with OSPI to coordinate and lead this part of the larger statewide project, which is creating model demonstration sites that highlight inclusionary practices across Washington State. The demonstration site project was developed to provide educators from around the state with an opportunity to observe inclusionary practices in action, meet with school teams, collect artifacts that aid in systems change, and learn about how to implement inclusionary practices in different school contexts. Our demonstration sites highlight the diversity in our state. They include urban schools, rural schools, and schools in some of our largest and smallest districts. In collaboration with the Herring Center inclusion specialists, the original and future intent of this project is for demonstration sites to host visiting schools to showcase high leverage inclusionary practices. By sharing these practices and opening their doors to teachers, administrators, families, and community members, it allows visitors to see cultures and refine their practices. To see best practices in action and apply them in their schools. At the same time, the demonstration sites themselves continue to grow their inclusive cultures and refine their practices that contribute to equitable learning for all students. Clearly, right now, we have some constraints around literally opening our doors, but we've been doing our best to pivot and to continue to provide transformational learning using virtual platforms like the one we are engaging in today. There are some founding principles that drive our model demonstration site work. To start, in every school, there are things that are working well. In education, we have the tendency to examine the problems associated with our practices instead of examining what's working well, why it's working well, and how we can use that information to make things better. This asset-based approach is a productive way for schools to leverage their strengths and become more inclusive. Inclusion is not a special education initiative, but it is a cultural shift in philosophy and practice. If we simply change the way that we deliver special education services without considering the culture of the school or how all of the students engage in teaching and learning, we're never going to make the changes that we truly need to impact student learning. Through the course of our webinars and virtual visits, districts, schools, and communities can learn more about the steps being taken to make shifts in more inclusive schools. This includes learning about instructional strategies, developing systems and structures that allow for more inclusive learning communities, the impetus for why schools began making these changes, how they engage stakeholders, the district, and other strategic moves they've made along the way to facilitate lasting and sustainable change. Chase Middle School will share much of this with you today. What's exciting about the demonstration sites is that they are in various stages of their journeys. And whether they're in year 1 of their journey or in year 6, they all have plans for continuous improvement. They recognize that as new students enter their building or join in virtually, and as they collect more information about the best ways students learn, their professional practices need to reflect that learning in responsive and meaningful ways. We developed this project because we experienced the impact on visiting schools of seeing inclusionary practices in action, and we experienced the impact on our demonstration sites by hosting visiting schools. Going virtual has encouraged us to develop new innovations, make some mistakes and learn, and to engage in true reflective practice. We are adapting and growing in response to what we have learned, and these experiences inform us as we move forward. But for today, we're very happy to hand it over to the team at one of our second cohort of demo sites, Chase Middle School. Before that, we're going to see who's joining us today. So a poll is going to pop up. Let's see. It's always interesting to see who comes to visit. Administrators, a lot of teachers. All right, so we're super happy to introduce the team at Chase Middle School. So I'm gonna pass it off to them now.
All right, hi everyone. I wanna say it's good to see you, but obviously we can't see you. Did that slide disappear? The one that had the whole team on it, I've been asked to introduce our team. So I wonder if we could have that slide up for just a second longer. Perfect. So yeah, I'm John O'Dell. I'm the principal at Chase Middle School, and I'm so excited and proud to introduce our team to you today. They are really wonderful people who I love working with and believe in, and if I'm not careful, I'll talk about each and every one of them too much. So I've been encouraged just to tell you what they do, but you'll get to see their heart and their intelligence and what they've done for our kids and our school and our community. It's pretty awesome stuff. So Heather Chase, you'll hear from her. She's our assistant principal and is our lead on SPED in our school and has done a great job there. And Zanetta Cronin, we call her Zen. She's a special ed teacher. She co-teaches in mathematics. And Mary Douthit, special ed teacher, co-teaches in particular in English and language arts. And Byron is a special education teacher who also teaches, he predominantly has done English, but he also does some mathematics as well. And then we have Summer McLaughlin, who is an English teacher, a co-teacher with our special ed team, and Jenny Morris, who is a math co-teacher, and Amy Whitsett, who's an English co-teacher, and Sue Reese, who's a math co-teacher. And like I said, each one of these people are kind of part of my Chase family, and there's so much they bring to the table, but I won't get into all that. But I'm really excited that they have an opportunity to share their expertise and knowledge with everyone today. So I think we're ready for the other slide now. Is that you now, Heather? There we go. So you know a little bit about our team, but I just want to tell you a little bit more about Chase Middle School. Chase Middle School is consistently around 700 to 788 students. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but during the pandemic, we've had a lot of students go to homeschooling or our virtual options for our district. So we're under that at this current moment. But in a typical situation, 700, 788 students. We are a Title I school. We have about 55.2% free or reduced lunch. So we have a really interesting makeup of the school. Is we have some students that are really on the lower end of socioeconomics, but we also have some students that are on the very higher end. And it makes for an interesting dynamic in the school, but I really love the mix of students. And staff, we have 43 classroom teachers on average. Our staff has about 15.4 years of experience, and really committed staff that loves middle school. And that's something that's really unique about Chase. Or, you know, I love middle school kids. They're challenging, they're weird and goofy in a fun way. And our staff has chosen middle school, and they love middle school. And that's something I'm really inspired by. And our mission statement, which we won't get a ton into right now, but just want you to throw it out there, is our mission statement is Chase Middle School, a place where all belong, all learn, and all lead. And that's really a passion of ours, and that's why inclusion is such an important piece of that. And like was alluded to earlier, it's not a program, it's not a silver bullet, it is a philosophical value, it's a culture, and I believe it's a moral imperative. So I'm really excited for the work that Herring Center is doing, and that we can all partner together and learn from each other in this process. With that, I will turn it over to Heather Chase.
Okay, thanks, John. So imagine that you have a student that has just started 7th grade at Chase Middle School, and you're so excited for this school year because the last 3 years, your student has struggled so much in math. And at the end of their 6th grade year, they qualified for an IEP in math. And so, you know, now that they're coming to Chase, they're going to have all the modifications and the accommodations necessary for your student to be successful. And hopefully they're going to grow a love for math this year. Fast forward to the end of the school year, you're meeting with your student's teacher, and the teacher lets you know that your student has only made 2 months growth this school year. So in the chat, go ahead and tell us, what are your thoughts from a parent lens? If you're this parent and you just heard this, what are your thoughts from a parent lens? Okay, so now think of this through the eyes of a teacher. What are your thoughts? In the chat, please put, what are your thoughts from a teacher's lens? How would you feel? Your students made 2 months growth.
Heather, I don't know if you can see all in the chat, but they're talking about things, wondering why their student is falling further behind. Why aren't they getting extra help? Why 2 months in, and how, or why just in 2 months growth, and how are we going to change that? Why is this question or conversation happen at the end of the year? One, I just talked about being frustrated, possibly confused. Want to see the progress monitoring, want to see the various interventions, and why. A lot of questions why and the frustration.
Great comments. Also, just really quickly, what would be your thoughts from administrator's lens also? So we'll give you another minute to put any other thoughts, and then we're going to move past this in just a sec.
So one question came up, where's the data? Like, how do we see that lack of growth?
These are very, very good thoughts that you guys are having, and these were a lot of the same thoughts that we were having. So when we looked at our 2017, 2018 data at Chase Middle School at the end of the year, we realized that our students with IEPs were making a little more than a half a year's growth in their ELA classes, and our students with IEPs were making a little bit under a fifth of a year's growth in their math classes. And these classes were pull-out resource classes where they are doing their math and their English with a special education teacher. So we looked at that data and we realized we needed to make a change. So we looked at the research. And what did the research say? Well, it said that special education teachers, they definitely believe in the Common Core state standards. However, they do not believe that the Common Core state standards are necessarily beneficial for students with disability. And so this mindset leads to our students with IEPs not being exposed to the grade level curriculum. So the end of the year comes and they have to take the SBAC assessment, and they're taking a test with curriculum on it that they have yet to be exposed to. So from a teacher's view, why was this happening? We started kind of diving into that piece. And a lot of our students, as they come up to Chase Middle School, they come up with IEP goals that are second, third, and fourth grade academic goals. And so the teachers are focusing on these IEP goals instead of teaching the grade level curriculum. So one of the things that we've moved towards both at Chase, and now we're also working district-wide to make this change, is that when IEP goals are written, that they are standards-based and they are grade level goals. So when we thought about what should we do for the 2018-19 school year to help with this problem, we decided that our message would be the expectation is that in all of our special education classes for ELA and for math, that the teachers would be teaching the Common Core state standards. Now, this required a mind shift because not every special education teacher, for one, thought that their students could learn the grade level standards. And also, it's a big ask for us to expect every special education teacher to be a content specialist in math, in English, in history, and in science, and to be able to teach all those different curriculums. So at the end of our 2018-19 school year, we started looking at our data. And so we started with our ELA data, and we knew that in our pull-out resource ELA classes, the teacher was using the same curriculum that the general education English teacher was using. And it was being taught in that class, the Common Core state standards, the exact same curriculum, and those students made 1.31 years growth. So not only did they make the year's growth, but they were starting to close that achievement gap by making over a year's growth. And when we looked at our math students, and we knew that the Common Core state standards and the grade level curriculum was still not being taught in our math classroom, and those students made less than a half a year's growth. So we needed to make some kind of a change to make sure that the standards and the grade level curriculum was also being taught in our math classes. So with that, we looked at the research and we decided to move into co-teaching. And so people think of a lot of different things when they hear of co-teaching, but at Chase Middle School, co-teaching means we have a general education teacher who is a content specialist in either ELA or in math, and it's a special education teacher who is a learning specialist. They are there to help modify any curriculum or assignments and to provide any other learning supports or accommodations for the students while working with the general education teacher. And we looked at the research, and the research indicated that there was a significant increase in test scores of students with disabilities when they were in a co-taught class as opposed to a pull-out resource class. So we continued to look at a little more of the research, and I'm just going to read you a couple of quotes from some of the research that we looked at. For co-teaching, this method of instruction is likely to increase outcome for all students in the general education setting, while ensuring that students with disabilities receive necessary modifications, yet are provided instruction by a content expert. Also, these teachers help one another by providing different areas of expertise that, when fused together correctly, can result in enhanced instruction for all students. So one of the things that we really realized was going to happen by having these co-taught classes is it was also going to provide an opportunity for our special education teacher to learn the curriculum alongside a content specialist. So when we were creating our master schedule, we made sure if you were co-teaching ELA 7th grade, you had your co-taught classes, you had your common prep so that you could work with the general education teacher, and that special education teacher was then the pull-out English 7th grade resource teacher. So the same curriculum you were teaching in the co-taught class with the content expert, you would be teaching that same curriculum in your pull-out resource class with the appropriate modifications and accommodations. And so this would ensure that all students, whether they were in a pull-out resource class or they were in a co-taught class, all students were being exposed to the grade level curriculum. This also helped provide a continuum of services for all of our students. And so here is just an example of our master schedule from 2019-2020. And if you just want to look at the bottom where it says for the teacher's name, Wiederspan and Whitsett, they were co-teaching 7th grade English, right? So if you look at periods 2 and periods 3, that's when they had their co-taught classes. And then if you go to period 5, they had a common prep so that they could plan together. And then 6th period, Mr. Wiederspan would teach his targeted pull-out resource class, the same material, the same curriculum, just with the necessary modifications. One of the other things that we noticed when we were doing move-ups, elementary move-ups with our 6th grade incoming students into 7th grade, is that most of these students were pulled out of the general education setting for 30 to 60 minutes a day. But when we brought them up to Chase, they would be pulled out for 3 to 4 hours a day for a math class, for an English class, maybe for a reading class. So we were very mindful of this. And now by providing these co-taught classes, these students could be in the general education setting most of their day. And then as far as who we put in which classes, students that were 2nd grade and below for their academic levels, we put them in the pull-out resource classes because those were going to be a smaller class environment with more supports. And then our students that were like a 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade level, we put them in the co-taught class with the general education teacher as the content specialist and the special education teacher as the learning specialist. And then kids that were really close to grade level, we went ahead and just put them in a general education class, not a co-taught class, and their case manager would just check in with their English teacher or their math teacher. And if they needed more support, we could pull them into a co-taught class. Our schedule is very fluid in that way, that if a student is doing really well in a co-taught class and doesn't need all those supports, we'll put them in a general education class. If a student is in a co-taught class and is struggling and needs additional supports, we can then put them in a pull-out resource class. So we made sure to have that continuum of supports, and we would move kids depending on what each and every student needed. And for the other kids, so our kids without IEPs that were in the co-taught classes, we looked at their SBACs and we took level 2 SBAC students for both ELA and math to place in those classes. Now I'm going to throw it back to John to talk a little bit about our mission.
So yeah, so like Heather said, the thing that was really powerful about this experience for us is so much of it was led by the results we're seeing in the students and the staff members who are driving these questions, saying, hey, where are my kids? Why aren't they growing? What's going on? And working with Heather, working with the team. And again, that gets back to our mission, which I mentioned earlier before, all belong, all learn, all lead. And one of the things I think is really powerful about that is, first of all, people can remember it. It's part of our DNA. It's part of our kids. I ask kids what our mission statement is, and they know it. But also, it's the same mission for staff as students, right? This is the goal for everyone. Everyone belongs here. And when I was struck with the reality that our kids in elementary school were included in their schools and they're showing up here and being pulled out for like half of their day, that just weighed on my heart so heavily. How can you feel like you belong if you're missing, if you're being pulled out of half of the experience in the day, right? And then learning, which with Heather talked about, students weren't getting exposed to the same curriculum, so that the learning was changed. And again, I came from the high school that our Chase feeds into, and I saw some of the special ed students that ended up there be a little, sometimes they were questioning their ability to be successful at school, and just that idea that they can lead, you know. And so we wanted to address those things. And the thing I loved is it was a real partnership between our classroom teachers and administration, and really wanting to be true to those goals of ours. Now, one thing Heather asked me to talk about as well is just our overall discipline data, which I think is kind of interesting and points to this. So do you want to go to the next slide? Yeah. So one of the things, and I wouldn't say this is all co-teaching. So I'm not saying if you do co-teaching, all your discipline data will go down. But one thing is I just want to get at, because we're also doing MTSS, we're doing multi-tiered systems of supports, or in the PBIS, and we just restorative practices. We're doing a lot of things to try to really support our kids and meet them where they need to be met. But if you look at this, it's really interesting. In the time that we've been really working on having a continuum of support and really bring in co-teaching and even for our special ed students, you see a real drop in exclusionary discipline. Those are all the serious disciplines you'll see. And then actually you see there's a lot of, this is from our district data tools, there's a lot of different things in there, but I want to draw your attention to the pink bar. The pink bar is actually in-school intervention. Those are interventions where the kids are removed from the classroom experience to have that behavior addressed or dealt with. And again, that needs to happen sometimes, but what I want to point out is having the continuum of supports and having different places for kids to be. There's a huge drop in serious discipline and the need to remove them from class, that ISI. And that's really, I think kids, when they get in the right spot and they get the support they need, they're a little more focused, they don't get frustrated and bored and act up. And so that's something we thought was really cool. And that's from a whole school perspective. But if you go to the next slide, you can even see in special education. And I can tell you this last year, 2019, 2020, if you see that 18 on the serious discipline, 6 of those were one kid that we were really struggling with at the beginning of the year. And frankly, we just didn't have the right answers for that student. And eventually we found out and we were able to have him in our school with no problems. But you see, even for our special education students, a real drop in exclusionary discipline. Oh, we switched. And also, if you could go back to the next one, Heather. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. So you can also see even the pulling them out into in-school intervention dramatically decreased as well. And I think that's a huge part of just kids feeling connected to the school, that idea of belonging, that idea that they can learn and that they can actually be role models and leaders in our school.
So at this time, if you're having any wonderings or questions, this would be a great time to put them in the chat. However, if your wonderings are around co-teaching, we'll have you hold off on that, because the second half of our presentation is the teachers talking about that process of what does co-teaching look like. But if you have anything as far as the data that we are using, what was driving our decisions, or anything about our schedule, now would be a good time to ask those questions.
And one of the questions that was in the chat was, who has the common prep? And we answered that it's the special ed teacher and the co-teacher from that content. And that's really important because it's co-teaching, co-planning, co-assessing. So yeah, that's one question that came out.
Okay, then I think we can move on unless there's any other questions, and we'll have more time at the end for questions. So the next thing we started thinking about were what are the systematic barriers to co-teaching? And the first one, there's two things that you really need if you're going to have co-teaching and it's going to work. And one is the common prep. And so we made sure that our teachers always had the common prep so that they'd have the planning time. The second thing that's really important is admin support. And these teachers have admin support. We are so proud of them and all the work that they're doing and what they're doing for our students. We hand schedule every one of our special education students. We also hand schedule every student that goes into the co-taught class. Training is probably where we fell short the most in this process. We have amazing teachers, and we provided them with a very brief training to start this that were talked about the 6 models. But these teachers jumped in. They were reflective. They worked really hard to make co-teaching the best that it could be at Chase. And since then, we provided more training, and we will continue to provide more training. But we were just really lucky that these teachers were just willing to jump in and do the best that they could for kids. And the last systematic barrier is the content knowledge of the special education teacher. And that's just acknowledging that, you know, we have general education teachers that are content specialists in English or math or history. And so it's a lot to ask of a special education teacher to not just be the learning specialist, but also a content specialist in math, a content specialist in English. So we needed to make sure that we came alongside the special education teachers and helped them with any of that curriculum. So go ahead in the chat and put any co-teaching concerns that you have from a teacher's lens. So thinking through the teacher's lens, what are some co-teaching concerns that you could think of that come to mind?
Heather, if you want to address someone was asking how many special education teachers we have per grade level.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So right now we have 3 special education teachers for 7th and 8th grade. So we don't really have it broken up necessarily in math for grade level, but for English, we have 1 special education teacher that does 7th grade English, and then we have another special education teacher that focuses on 8th grade English, and then we have 1 special education teacher that does both 7th and 8th grade math and the co-taught, and then one of our other teachers that does this year with virtual learning and we've lost some FTE. One of our co-teachers that does 8th grade ELA also does a couple of pull-out resource math classes.
And before our staffing was changed because of COVID restraints this year, we were heading in planning to have 1 partnership per grade level per content. And that's really good because we like having, you know, every teacher to be specialized. So you have a specialized special ed English teacher for 7th grade, for 8th grade, and then inversely for math as well. So there's a lot of content to know, especially as they move into secondary. And I know some people are asking about high school. It's really powerful if you can have the special ed teacher and the content teacher really work together and partner and really know that content together and build some cohesion together. Some other questions, Heather, that came up was what are the caseload numbers?
Right now, our caseload numbers, I think, are about 28 students per special education teacher.
And then how did we get funding for increased staffing? Is another question.
So one of the things that we did this year to increase our staffing to add 2 additional co-taught classes is that we took up a paraprofessional position, and we traded that in for a 0.4 FTE to add 2 additional co-taught classes. But other than that, we've just had the same funding for special education that the entire district has.
And we've just tried to move it around and just make that value. That's why the commitment in the master schedule is really important. Yeah. And we had to really work through some things with families and students, just that they knew that they could trust they were going to get the support that they needed in their classes.
So also in the chat, if you have any co-teaching concerns from an administrator's lens, go ahead and put those in the chat. And while you're doing that, I just want you to know we're not going to talk about these concerns right now, because I hope that we're going to address these concerns in the next 20 minutes as the teachers are talking about what co-teaching looked like from their side of it. And then anything that we don't answer, any questions you have, you'll have time at the end to ask those questions. And we'd be happy to answer all of them. And you can always reach out to us anytime with any kind of questions about our process and our journey. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Sue Reese, who is a 7th grade math teacher at our school, and she's going to talk about different co-teaching concerns that our team had.
Thanks, Heather. So I think we all had our own, and I can't speak for everybody, but some of the big things were like, how are we going to meet the needs of all the students in our classes when you're in a co-taught class like that? It was super helpful to have the common prep. My colleague and I, my special ed teacher and I that co-teach together, were able to do extremely purposeful planning. We could specifically come up with effective classroom and teaching strategies. We had plenty of time to meet and reflect on that, what was working, what wasn't working for all the students. And if we needed to get specific, we could. There was concerns about how do I also address the reading strategies and struggles that students might have. I happen to have a reading background as well as math, so working with my partner, it was easy to implement the strategies that we knew. We just apply that in the math classroom. We highlight, we underline, we rephrase, we paraphrase, we model on the board. We ask kids to say things back to us to make sure they're hearing it, seeing it. Trying to do that the best we can online as well. Most of the students that we have in those classes that we co-teach are all in, they may not have an IEP, but they definitely struggle to learn. So any strategies that we apply are going to be effective for all the students in there. I think there was some issues about, are we going to have the same goal going into this? Do we believe that every student can learn? I don't know that we necessarily all went in that, but we definitely reached that quickly because I think, again, we had the time and had the common prep. We quickly got to the same goal. We knew that what we wanted to do was to help all students learn and grow and to extend them as far as we could. This next person that's going to talk is Mary, and she's an English language arts special ed teacher who co-teaches for us.
Hi, I'm going to talk about the elements of successful co-teaching. And we have talked previously in the presentation about the importance of co-planning. And that co-planning needs to be between the SPED teacher and the general ed teacher, and it's time given directly for core content instruction. It's not effective if that time gets used on departmental concerns or building-wide concerns, but it's instructional planning. There are 6 models of co-teaching, and we're all kind of working around learning and growing in each of those. One is the one teach, one assist model, in which one person provides individual, one person's teaching, the other is providing individual assistance to students. The one teach, one observe, in which that second person is doing data gathering. Parallel teaching, so you've got the same lesson going on in 2 stations in order to improve the student-teacher ratio. Station teaching, in which each teacher presents a different component of the lesson and then students switch and get that other component. alternative teaching, in which both teachers are presenting the same lesson, but one is modified for a different learning style. And then finally, team teaching, where you're working in tandem together at the same time. Sometimes it's called duet teaching. And I have heard it said that that is the first style of teaching that should be mastered to really have a successful partnership, and also probably the most difficult. But with successful co-teaching, you also need co-assessing. And this goes a little bit beyond sharing the task of doing the grading. It's the result of ongoing co-planning. It's the result of ongoing co-collecting of data, co-analyzing the performance of the students, and then reflecting together. And a huge piece of that co-planning is reflection. We spend a lot of time talking about what is working, what's not working, and what needs to be done differently. So that's a huge part of our co-assessing process. And so now I am going to turn it over to my co-teacher, ELA teacher Amy Whitsitt.
Hi. Well, first and foremost, with co-planning, you have to have a supportive admin team. And at Chase Middle School, I've been there for 20 years, and our admin team has been super supportive of us in everything that we do in all aspects. And our assistant principal, Heather, has hand scheduled all of our kids that we have in our co-taught classes. And myself, I have 3 classes that I co-teach with Mary, 3 English 7th grade classes. And we have anywhere from 17 kids to 22 kids in each class. And in 2 of the classes, the majority of the kids are special ed kids with less gen ed students in there, and then one of the classes has more gen ed students. It's just how the schedule worked out. But with our assistant principal scheduling them all, it was very balanced. Last year we had only 2 classes that we co-taught in 7th grade English, and they were a little full. And this year we're teaching 3 classes, and they're lower numbers, which has really helped. The other part with co-planning is that we have that common prep time, and Heather and John have made it a priority to make sure that we all have a common prep time with our co-teacher. So Mary and I share prep time on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. And we both teach other classes. I teach 8th grade accelerated English, and she teaches her resource classes. And so with that, we don't spend every prep time meeting together. We spend at least 1 of our full hours together. And then a lot of our planning happens in between each of our classes. So we're lucky that we teach Mondays, Wednesdays, and then we have half hour classes on Fridays. But on the Monday and Wednesday classes, we go one right after the other, and in between we've got a 10-minute time period for the kids to get ready for their next class. And with us, we spend that time adjusting and monitoring what we've planned the week before. So we spend all of our time up until pretty much the minute before it's time to move on to the next class. We're scrambling to get out of one meeting to get into the other. And that's worked out really well. After our last class, then we go into our lunch time, and we usually are spending our time there as well, finishing up our planning, what's going to happen for the next time we meet. And then we do spend a lot of time in the afternoons. We share our afternoon help sessions 3 days a week. And we work after those times with monitoring and adjusting our plans, what it's going to look like the next week. We look at, Mary collects a lot of data on our kids, and we look at that data and figure out what areas we need to increase instruction. So with that monitoring and adjusting piece, we usually in the late afternoons, we end up texting each other, video chatting. talking on the phone if we need to, into the evenings to make sure that we're ready for our next classes. We also will then talk the next day in between our 2 days that we have our classes in this virtual world. A little bit different than what we would be doing face-to-face. We teach on different floors, but we would be meeting face-to-face, but we don't have that at this stage. And I think that's all I have for co-planning, and I'm going to pass it off to Jenny Morris, one of our awesome math teachers.
Thank you, Amy. So we're on to co-teaching and what that looks like, which if you ask me, it's obviously the best part. It's why we're here. And yes, it comes right after the intentional co-planning, and you get to finally, step into putting your plan into action. This is where I feel like the nerves start to build. Like you question, like, how is this really going to go? Especially in the beginning, you're starting this process out. Your admin just come to you and said, hey, I really think you might be a good fit for this. But you question it, right? I mean, is this going to really make a difference with the two of us compared to just one? And then you go through the planning together, you kind of get that excitement, but then executing it can be sometimes a totally different ballgame. I really like to relate co-teaching to signing up for some sort of dance class. I'm a huge Dancing with the Stars fan, so I don't know, just ended the season. It got me so excited. But whatever type of dance kind of is out of your comfort zone, but you would still, wish that you were off the couch and somehow you could learn that ballroom dance or the Latin or the paso. And I like to compare that to co-teaching because, first of all, it takes courage to get off the couch and maybe go sign up for a class. And are you going to put yourself out there? Are you and your partner going to be vulnerable? Together be vulnerable? If one falls and trips, it's very likely in the beginning the other is going to fall down with you. Are you willing to take that leap of faith? So I really feel like it's getting inside the door, and then you have the first couple of dance lessons. Of course, those are going to end with the bruised toes, lots of bumps, bruises, ouch, that didn't work. Okay, let's try that again. But you both keep at it. You really start to learn from one another. You learn how each other works, what are their cues, their rhythm, what makes them tick as a co-teacher. And then you move on to kind of the middle lessons, right? And you start to feel like you're getting into your group with one another. You hit your stride. You really learn when to take the lead. You learn like when you should let your partner take the lead, and it starts to become an actual dance. And then I feel like you blink and the lessons are over. You have to admit, you're basically pros. I mean, you could just win Dancing with the Stars now, okay? But that's when it really gets fun. So you walk into any dance and just enjoy it. And that's where the co-teaching part just becomes that seamless dance around. And yeah, I mean, just like in the classroom. So you have to have that courage to take that on. I mean, hopefully no admin, and I know our admin would never have forced us to do this, right? They came to us saying, we would think you would be a great candidate for this. Would you be willing to take this on? And it's scary and you have to agree to it. And then you kind of figure out, okay, this is how that's going to work. And then you learn to know your co-teacher and then work well with them. And then I'm sure you're all wondering how we take co-teaching and now apply it to this pandemic and in the online world. And I'm sure that it's just at Chase Middle School. I'm sure no one else has this issue, especially with middle schoolers, that you struggle with getting students to engage online. So I'm just going to be talking to my coworkers here because I'm sure no one else has this issue. But how are we going to get students to turn on their mic and maybe try to answer a couple of questions that we're trying to get them to do, especially in math, or heaven forbid, turn on their cameras and show us that they're really there and not, oh, I just left to go get another snack, or left because I'm tired, I'm going to take an extra nap today and tune everything out. So that has been just awesome in the fact that I have 2 co-taught classes with Zen, who I co-teach with. We like to kind of adapt our day-to-day after planning and being really intentional about that. Is one of us really tends at this point to kind of be take point on the content. One of us takes the content role, and then the other one takes on the role of the encourager, or let's be honest, maybe more of a nagger, kind of commenting in the chat. Johnny, Ashton, Abby, I still see that you haven't viewed the assignment. You know, please follow along. Or, hey, like keeping track of who's participated, who's answering questions. Hey, we haven't heard from Sarah today. Why don't you try this one? And really keeping that on, and as well as especially like calling students who haven't even shown up to the online class, you know, that other co-teacher is able to physically call them and see if, hey, maybe they're having technical difficulties, we can get them in here and keep them. And so kind of that tracking, who's participating, who's ghosting, who's deflecting, and then we can use that, all of that data and collection to follow up with the students afterwards. So again, it's just constantly being able to work together and constantly assess them, which leads nicely into Summer McLaughlin, one of our awesome English teachers, who's going to talk about our co-assessing.
Hi. Well, co-assessing is extremely rewarding to the students, Byron, and definitely myself. Like normal, we are consistently, like formally or formatively assessing our kids throughout the period. Then Byron and I, of course, we talk just like Amy was saying, and we chat on our preps. Sometimes we text, and sometimes late into the evening, so that we're able to find the gaps and adjust our lesson for the next day or even just the next hour. As well as formative assessment, we also have found our summative assessments are really working well in the co-teaching model. First, we collaborate on how like our grading is working. We take a high, a medium, and a low. We talk about our expectations in comparison to the rubric, and then we split our work depending on a lot of different factors. Working with students that are in a small resource class does have its challenges, bringing them into the co-taught. Many times these kids are used to stopping before their goal is met or the standard is met. During the final assessment, such as an essay, a common phrase, at least in our class, towards the end of the writing period might sound something like, so what do you want us to do? When in reality, we've like been working on the project for a week or more, the essay. So we're finding that students have used similar phrases just to avoid pushing through and not showing their growth, like pushing everything away, not showing their growth. This changes with co-teaching because Byron, with a special education degree and his calm demeanor, normally takes those kids, not all the time, but most of the time, and uses his strategies to get them back on track for success. If we see students that are continually falling below and what we are able to teach in the co-teaching classroom, we also have another avenue for them because Byron teaches the English resource class where they still have access to a smaller environment. They'll still have the similar face, like they'll have Byron there, but it's going to be that similar setting that they need. The best part for me for co-teaching is to have the opportunity to push kids out of their comfort zone to exceed their normal expectations. On the other side of like the co-taught students that are saying, like, I can't do this or whatever, you have the kids saying, I'm done. And then they become bored and sometimes they get disruptive in a gen ed classroom. Right now with the co-teaching, that doesn't happen because we have a content specialist in the classroom alongside the special education teacher, and we're able to work individually with students. We read their work, we give them feedback, we send more revisions to them. And so it's like ongoing. Something that sometimes actually we do it 3 and 4 times. In distance learning, Byron and I still do the same thing, but we're finding new ways to pull kids into smaller online settings. And then we allow them to rejoin the larger settings once they have made new goals for their final assessment. Our motto is, we work until it is due. The part I feel is the most clear success in co-teaching is when a student repeatedly exceeds the standard, and then we have the opportunity to push them forward, making a recommendation for a schedule change out of the co-taught and into another English class. I teach English as well, so it'd be the same concept. They'd have the same face, opposite spectrum, and it would be a little bit of a faster paced community for them. I think it's important to say that in our school, we have never been told no by an administrator. They're just awesome. Like, they respect our decisions. We give them the data so that we can prove why we believe what we believe, moving kids back or forward or backwards. And they trust our judgment. And it's pretty slick. The change happens within probably a week of the recommendation. It's an awesome thing to hear your students say, really? I've never been good at English. And all of a sudden they feel this like authentic triumph. So that is our story for co-assessing, and I'm going to pass it on to Mary.
Okay, so I'm going to address some of the challenges. This does not come without challenges. Among those are staff buy-in. That can be it can be a little bit of a wall to get through, because we do have some staff members who just believe that a student who has an IEP or has a learning disability is not going to be capable of accessing grade level content. Maybe their reading level isn't at grade level, or their math levels aren't where they need to be. So how are we going to get them to be able to read this book? So we've got to find a change in mindset among staff and make sure everybody understands the ways that we can work with students to make that content accessible. Because without the buy-in to the concept of inclusion, you can sometimes get a self-fulfilling prophecy for that student, and the student doesn't achieve his or her own potential. Another challenge is our workload for special education teachers. Our job comes with a lot of paperwork, and we continue to have our resource teaching load. And when the co-taught teaching is added to it, we have a lot more students, and we have a lot more parent contact, and we have a lot more student meetings. So managing time and managing that workload is a challenge, and that's an ongoing thing too. I'm not going to say that it's solved. It's an ongoing challenge. The face-to-face planning, I cannot emphasize how important that is, and that planning time is used to discuss teaching issues and teaching instructional issues, and not building issues or disciplinary issues or other things that can often get in the way and disrupt getting the content discussed and the instructional strategies discussed during planning. Sometimes special education teachers are asked to co-teach in classrooms and not given a prep period, and this diminishes the role that we have. It moves us more into a role of a para or an assistant, and it's frustrating. I've definitely been there, and it just reduces the feeling of agency and the use of the education that I have and the skills that I have. So that can be very frustrating. And then just the challenge of figuring out a new role. It is definitely a new role in teaching when you're co-teaching. When you're alone in the classroom, or semi-alone if you have paraeducators, as special educators do, you have control over the way the day looks, and sharing that responsibility it's a mindset change, and it can feel kind of overwhelming, and just one of those things where you have to be open and honest with your co-teacher about the frustrations that you might be having or the doubts that you might be having, and work through those things together, because these are surmountable issues, and it's for the good and the benefit of the students that we're serving. So I am going to pass this over to my colleague Zen Cronin, who is a special education math teacher. He's going to talk about aha moments.
All right. So as a lot of us know, especially in special education, when you go to college and you take those special education classes, they're talking about the least restrictive environment and that our kiddos need to be in the least restrictive environment. And then any of the experiences that you have during your times of the practicums and along with student teaching, you only experience the separation. So you're in my experiences that I had, I was in for all my practicums and for also my student teaching for special education, I was in a resource classroom. And so it was a pull-out model. It was always a pull-out model with our kiddos. And then even when I did my elementary side, they would always pull the kids out. And then after college, starting with some long-term subbing positions, there was one class where they didn't have, or one school that didn't have the pull-out model, but they had a push-in model. And even then, the kiddos were still separated from the rest of the class. They would take the kids and pull them back at the back table, and they would have them work on something completely different than the curriculum that I was going over at the time. Then kind of jumping forward here to Chase, coming here 8 years ago, I was one of the BI teachers, behavior intervention teachers, and we started off, I taught all of the curriculum in the classroom. So the only time that my kids left my classroom, they were to go out during my prep to one like either PE or one of their other like more elective classes that they were in. And then the following year after that, it eased up some more and we went to what was called a bookend model, where my kiddos would start with me, they would start going out to the other classes, and then they would end up back with me. And at that time, I had just finished my master's degree for mathematics, and then I was able to start teaching math at that time. And although I was teaching math, I was still being given a different curriculum to work with my kids. They called it CHEMS. And so I was working with my kiddos on that along with their goal areas. And as time went on, about 3 years ago is when I actually started incorporating the Common Core curriculum in with the goals, but we were still working on mainly their goals and trying to help them succeed. And that's what my mindset was at that time, was like, okay, if I incorporate this, then they're gaining a little bit of the content and stuff, and that's good enough right now. And then I can need to really focus on their individual goals. And then 2 years ago is when it was a really big shift of where instead of just focusing on their goals, start working with the Common Core curriculum, which was really new, and trying to figure out how am I going to fit in their goals, how am I going to do this, because especially with our 7th graders, they come up with these different goals, and also that apprehension and that worry about, okay, well, how are my kiddos going to do this if I have kids that are, have a 1st and 2nd, 3rd grade learning levels. And just kind of worrying about them and having them shut down. Of course, at that time, it's like I did have more behaviors that would manifest within the classrooms, because I had kiddos that just, out of frustration or out of boredom, because of the number of learning levels that we had in one class, it could be very difficult some days to be able to reach all of the needs of my students. And even sometimes we had 7th and 8th graders combined in a math class, which was even presented a different challenge because, as you know, if you've dealt with math and even other curriculum, that it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to cohesively be able to go together. And then jumping to last year, and mind you, before this, I was still, folks, they need to get their goals. I need to worry about their goals, and then kind of introduce a little bit more of the Common Core curriculum. And then last year is when Heather came in and spoke to me about co-teaching. And I'm like, yeah, this will work. I was kind of apprehensive, and what is this going to look like? Worrying about my kiddos, like, are they going to, is this going to be too hard for them to the point where they're going to shut down? I believe that they can learn. And I think that all of us as educators, that's why we're educators, because we believe in our students and we know that they can learn. But it's just that to hit that frustration level for them. You don't want them to become frustrated. And that was one of my biggest worries, was hitting that frustration level and then giving up, because so many times special education students, especially, they beat themselves up over things that they say that they can't do. They can't do it, they can't do it, I can't do this. And so I just kind of went in, I was really apprehensive. It's just another change. Okay, I'm going to do this. And then I had a complete mind shift. Whereas I had this where I was like, my aha moment, like, wow, my kiddos are really doing great. They're really striving. They're picking up on learning. They're having these rich mathematical conversations with not only the teachers, as I co-teach with Jenny and Sue, but they're also having these rich mathematical conversations with their peers. And that was just amazing. I mean, Jenny and I had one kiddo, she came to me with a goal for telling time. And she was actually one of our top students in our class last year. And that was just, it's amazing just to watch. The kids aren't going to master every content that we're teaching, everything that we're teaching, but then you also have to think about it, well, how many of our other students aren't going to be able to reach that mastery right away? And it's just really, that was my big aha moment and mind shift, is like, no, it's like, I like this. I like co-teaching. I like giving our kiddos another option of having more of that middle ground where we can reach their learning needs, but then also keep pushing them to be able to strive and work harder. And so I really recommend co-teaching. Great. And I'd like to go ahead and introduce Byron Harris. He's another one of my fellow special education teachers.
Hello. Well, I guess I'm probably one of the newest members on the Chase team. And my first year there was last year. And just a little bit of background there. I worked 28 years in alternative education with at-risk students. And the last 16, I was at a behavior school that had 5-6 different programs in it. And it would take a while for my program to fill up. So I would do an informal version of co-teaching, working in different programs for about half of a school year. And so it was something I was used to. When they closed down my school, I had to move, and I took that opportunity to get back into working with middle school kids, because they were always my favorite. And so I was able to get to Chase, and in meeting with the principal, he was telling me a little bit how things were done and how things go. And it was a little nerve-wracking going from a small school with less than 100 kids to one that had about 800 into it. But I knew I could do it. I was looking forward to it. And then he tells me what we do here is the co-teaching model. And I was fine with that. It wasn't anything new to me. So that was just kind of like what I was doing before, just on a larger scale. Little did I know that they hadn't started co-teaching yet until last year. So last year was the first year for co-teaching. And then I found out from my teacher that I work with, Summer, she was not used to this, and it was all new to her. So we made sure we got together a couple times during the summer, and then of course exchanged phone numbers and all that stuff, and kind of got to know each other's style and everything. And she will probably say, well, she has said, I'm the calm one in class, where she can easily get fired up, and sometimes I need to kind of pull the reins in on her a little bit and remind her that we're not going to move along quite as fast, and you might get frustrated at times. But she does extremely well with that and works really well with the kids. But So last year was my first year co-teaching. I absolutely love it. And she touched on it a little bit, the ability to be able to move kids in and out, that maybe they're still struggling too much in co-teaching, so they'll go into my resource class, or we discover that they're doing so well with that, they don't really belong in there, and then we'll move them into a regular class. So yeah, I didn't quite know what I was walking into, but then finding out we do co-teaching, and then again finding out they hadn't really started it yet. So last year was our first year in doing it, and it's turned out great.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
You're welcome.
So who benefits from co-teaching in an urban middle school? All students do. Because now we have a school-wide system of tiered supports where we have pull-out resource classes, we have co-taught classes for both students with IEPs and students without IEPs, and then we have our general education classes and advanced classes. Also, the general education teacher benefits because they have a learning specialist in their classroom with them, there to help modify any of the curriculum or assignments, to help out with any learning supports. And the special education teacher benefits also because they are able to work alongside a content specialist. So now I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you guys can put any questions you have into the chat and I can look at them also. So if there's any questions that we have not covered yet, please go ahead and put them in the chat and we will try to answer those for you.
Yeah, Heather, one question that came up earlier, and I tried to answer it, but I thought you might speak to it as well. But one person asked about, let me get the exact question. It was from Steve. He said, did you get any pushback from parents that perceive the co-taught classroom to be less supportive than a traditional model?
So we had parents that questioned, that said, hey, my kid is in a general education math class and they have an IEP. And so the conversation was, yes, your student is, and they have the special education in there to support all their IEP needs as far as modifications, accommodations, but they also have a content specialist in there to make sure they're getting the Common Core state standards, the grade level curriculum. And when we talked to parents about this and explained the process, they were excited. They were excited that their kids were getting all those additional supports in those classrooms.
And the cool thing is, I remember a kid pulled me aside in the hall. He's so cute. He goes, Mr. Odell, I can't do math. And I said, well, you need to give this a shot, because we're pretty good at teaching math, and I think you're going to do great. And I'm going to check in with you every week, and we're just, from time to time, we're going to see how you're doing. And I kept talking to him throughout the year. He goes, Mr. Odell, I'm doing great. I love math. I'm like and it was cool to see. And that's what I hope people are hearing, is that the kids actually can start to see themselves as learners, because failure and challenge is part of learning, right? But when a special ed student, often they're so discouraged, but when they hit a challenge or a failure, they internalize that as, I'm the only one that's struggled with this, and it's because I'm a failure, or I'm dumb, or I can't do this. But what we start to see, they're around their grade level peers that have the same challenges, that ask the same questions, and they start to realize, hey, I can do this. I can have a deep math conversation. I can have a in-depth conversation about writing and poetry and literature, and it's pretty cool. And that's where I just love it. Like, our whole school benefits from having everyone involved. Like, we haven't even talked about, we have some of our DI students that are embedded into our classes as well, but that's another topic. And it's just such a benefit for everybody. So
one of the questions that just came in said, did parents of non-IEP students question this? We have parents often very upset when there are a few mainstream students in their classes. I'm not sure how they might handle this. So interesting enough, I've had some kids that parents thought that they were ready for accelerated math. And I look at their SBAC scores and they were like a level 2 SBAC score. And so my conversation with the parent was, actually, I'd really like to put your kid in a co-taught math class. And here's why. Because they're going to get the grade level curriculum, and they're going to have all the extra supports by having a learning specialist and a content specialist in there, that your student is going to grow more than a year, make more than a year's growth by having all these supports. And they could still move on to algebra as an 8th grader, because we're going to get them caught up in that co-taught class, then push them out into the general ed math class, and then on to algebra if that's where they want to go. So we've just really presented it as, hey, these are supports. We're going ahead, we're looking at data, and we're going to fill any gaps that your kids have in ELA or math, and then we're going to move on to the next step. And so far, we've been really lucky with our parents. They've understood. When we have the conversation, I think the biggest part is you have to be transparent, and you have to have that conversation of, why are we putting your kid there? And for kids that, you know, some parents that really want their kids to be in accelerated classes, when they hear that and they buy in and they know what you're doing is best for their kid to move their kid the farthest, it's just a good feeling to have that partnership with parents.
And that's that piece of the scheduling, when you're really looking at the data, and obviously we don't have the SBAC like we have traditionally had, but when you look at that data and you're putting kids, your gen ed kids, in that class that are level 2, perhaps, that we know they're going to benefit from the systems and structures that come from that. We know we're going to get more growth out of those general education students, and they're not going to be upset. They're getting extra support. And that's one of the things too, is just that real intentional scheduling matters. And that's when you talk to the family and you've got the data, you looked at their scores. It's not random, it's intentional. And I think they see that intentionality and appreciate that.
It also gives kids a chance to rise above. So I had a student that had Down syndrome last year, and he was so awesome. And we have this girl that was such a fighter, and they were the best of friends. And you would never have thought it, but just putting those different kids in the same atmosphere gives some kids room to grow and to lead, and it gives other kids like this friendship that they wouldn't have experienced. And so that's another part of co-teaching that's really awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing, Summer. I remember watching those two together. You're like, she's doing everything you're supposed to do. I mean, she's just on board. She wanted to be a good example, and she was so helpful. And that student with Down syndrome brought so much to the class. And what a loss if that student is pushed off to the side or removed from our community. And it's just powerful to see, you know, and that girl was awesome for you. And I love that.
Any other questions that you'd like us to answer that we haven't answered that maybe are farther up in the chat? If you just put them in there again, we'd be happy to answer them.
Great. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Chase Middle School. That was amazing. If you'd like to learn more about the demonstration sites work, there is our website at ippdemosites.org, and to hear more about the OSPI work. And this webinar and artifacts from Chase Middle School will be posted on the website probably up by tomorrow. And yes, and then thanks for joining us today. And I've got an activity I'm going to walk you through, and then join us back in next winter. We'll be back with our Chase team as they do a deep dive into an inclusionary practice. So right now I'd like to invite everybody, and I'll go and you can to join our poll here and help us create a word cloud. You can text UW Hearing Center to 22333, and in one word.
It's not up on the.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, thanks. Okay, right. Can you see it now? Okay.
Perfect.
Great. Yeah. Yes, you can text UW Hearing Center to 22333 and share with us in one word what are the systems, culture, and or leadership practices you heard about today that support inclusive schools. Thanks. So we'll go ahead and put that information and the URL if you want to do it in the web page there. Thank you. Right. Passion, collaboration, teamwork. Yes, definitely. As you keep sharing these in the poll, ones that repeat will become larger. There we go, collaboration. Teamwork, data, co-planning, assessment. Great, please keep those coming as this word cloud builds. We'll be able to share this with our team. And I'd just like to take this time to, again, thank Chase Middle School for sharing your journey with us today. Very inspirational, as well as our partnership with OSPI and CSTEP. And participants will receive an email with an evaluation form, and we appreciate you taking the time to give us that feedback. That really is good feedback for our team and informs our upcoming webinars. And you'll also receive clock hour forms.